Whether you're a Swiftie, a Chiefs fan, or maybe you just can't stand either one of them, Taylor and Travis just taught us a valuable lesson that fortune favors the bold. And I think that in business and in life in general, that's a reminder that all of us need.
We can all learn from it.
That's right. This is the Secret Sauce Podcast with Trease and Lacey Moores, where we want to help people build big businesses and live big lives. We think every episode's going to maybe give you one ingredient that you could add to your recipe to create your own secret sauce. Let's get into it. Okay, this is an exciting one. It's, in Kansas City especially, huge news. We're filming this just days after the engagement of Taylor and Travis was dropped. I know you feel really one way about it because they got engaged in Lee Summit.
In Lee Summit, which is where my office is, where I live.
It's Kansas City in general. Like, we have a lot of pride in Travis and Taylor. Whether you do love them or hate them, they are super polarizing. And what I wanted to do is put an episode together because I think there are huge business and life lessons that everybody can learn. If you just set your polarizing view one way or the other aside and just look at them from literally, they are a masterclass in business and marketing expertise. Just
open your mind. Like, listen to some of this because I agree. I think in Kansas City, it's funny, but people are one way or the other. They're either a big Chiefs fan and they don't like that Swiftie's been in football or vice versa.
Well, it's true that too, though. Like, I have a daughter who adores Taylor Swift. Yep. She's 9 years old, right? And she will actually watch Chiefs games. I could never get her to watch a game before, and now she's interested. Yeah. There are girls all over the world who are now interested in football because of Taylor Swift.
Exactly.
Like, the NFL should literally be paying her millions of dollars. But I know that's why there's a lot of toxic masculinity that is very mad about Taylor being involved in anything being shown on broadcast. And I would say,
open your mind a little.
Shut it.
You would say shut it. I would just say open your mind a little bit. Like, listen to this episode. Like, go with us through this and come with an open mind because there's so much, like you said, and I love it because Chad gets pretty fired up about this.
Well, I'm wearing my I got to get a new one. This is my Go Taylor's boyfriend sweatshirt. I do have the Travis's jersey. I'm to be fair, I've been a Travis Kelce fan for a long time. I am a big. I don't think I can call myself a Swiftie. I used to. Then I realized just how crazed her fans are. Like, they are so obsessed. I huge respect. Mad respect for Taylor Swift. I do really, really enjoy her music. I think she's a generational talent. I will argue with anybody till they're blue in the face that she writes her own music.
That's cool. I mean, not many do that anymore, right? And she's just been a leader through and through.
Every album is just banger after banger. Like, she is amazing, whether you like her or hate her. But I would like to call myself a Swiftie. I missed the opportunity when this last tour.
I think we'll call you a Swiftie. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm wearing this sweatshirt. I feel like they would adopt me. That's the thing, is that Taylor's fan base is so amazing too, is that they love to celebrate people. Like, there's no hate there. So I don't think I would get thrown out of certain groups if I tried to call myself one of them. I feel like Swifties would adopt me.
I think you're in already.
Yeah. I'm really upset. I really wanted to take my daughter to the Eras tour. I missed it, and I will forever live with that decision. So now hopefully she's going to be going on tour again soon.
She will.
Yeah, with this new album dropping. But there are huge business lessons here. So let's listen to it. Let's talk about the engagement first.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Right away.
Well, let's take it back for a second. So let's take it back in the very beginning when Travis started just talking, outwardly on social media that he was interested in Taylor.
Yeah.
And how many people were like,
good luck, buddy.
Good luck, dude. No way. Like, it was everywhere. There ain't no way, dude. It ain't going to happen. Tell the story, though, about what he did.
But Travis is... so, I think the story is definitely out there, but, for anybody that doesn't know, he decided he was going to put his number on a friendship bracelet, that they give out at all, they trade at all the concerts and everything. And he wanted to get it to her while she was playing Arrowhead during the Eras tour. Mm-hmm. And he went to the concert. He does it. He is a Swift fan. First, he was a Swift fan. He enjoyed her music, but did want to shoot his shot with her. He wanted to throw it out there that she should, that he was interested in her. And she did the message not get to her. The friendship bracelet never made its way to her. But then they were talking about it on his podcast and his camp and her camp. Like it finally got to her, and she was like really like, wow. Like the fact that he took the time, that he was bold enough to take that action, made her interested enough that then he said like, hey, I did go watch you rock it at Arrowhead. I think you should come check out me rocking it at Arrowhead. And she was interested enough to then say, okay, well, and then they dated quietly for 2 weeks leading up to that. Everybody thought that when she went to the game, for the longest time, people thought when she went to the game
was the first
that
time,
was like their first date. And she's made it clear now, like she would never be that stupid for that to be their first interaction would be a blind, like not a blind date, but her going to a Chiefs game. So I think it's really cool though. They were able to keep that like huge, like she's in the limelight everywhere she goes. She can't stay out of, she would love to be more private, but somehow they were able to keep that private. They dated, for a couple weeks leading up to that. Mm-hmm. I just think their story is amazing. And like, I love love, you know?
Yep.
But the message or the like lesson there that we all need to learn from is what if Travis would have listened to everybody being like, yeah, right, buddy, no chance.
Listen to everybody.
Right. Yes. Or got in his own head, which we all do. We listen to the little voice in our own head that's like, dude, get real. Like you shouldn't call that realtor. You shouldn't call that builder. You shouldn't.
You don't have a chance.
You shouldn't ask out that person. Whatever it is, we convince ourselves that we're not worthy of that. And the lesson there is fortune favors the bold. Right?
It's so good. Yep.
And think about...
We all need that reminder.
What if we all lived just a little bit more boldly? What would our lives look like? Mm-hmm. What does our future look like if we just choose boldness over vanilla, over letting people talk us out of things, letting ourselves talk us out of things? Right? And so, like, let's learn from this.
Live big. Mm-hmm.
Like, the world is forever changed. Their lives are certainly forever changed. And we're all of us now celebrating this, really, really amazing love story, right? But it all started with a bold move. And had he not do that, the butterfly effect of that is they would not even have met by now.
None of this, yeah.
Right? None of this happens. And there's a butterfly effect to every decision that we make. Why not make bold decisions? What's the worst that could have happened if Travis chose to do that and she wasn't interested? What was the worst?
He'd be right where he was.
Yeah, I mean, like he'd have been a little sad about it. He was going to go play football, the next Sunday and move on with his life. His life wasn't going to change for the worse because of it, but it sure has improved for the better. I just think it's super cool watching The Kingdom. Now the documentary that's out too, like seeing his teammates react in that they were like interviewing it. It's like, there's one with Chris Jones who I just think he's like a kid on camera every time you see him. And he was like, they're looking around the locker room. He's like, I think Travis just pulled Taylor Swift, man. It was like so funny to see these huge grown men talking about love too, like, and being like excited, like excited about their teammate, falling in love with her.
Going after something that,
Yeah, it is a huge life lesson. Choose boldness. That's just one though. When I started diving into this, and I love diving into founders and founders of huge companies, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, you name it. And I study them because there are massive business lessons there. And success leaves clues, right? So I study the biographies of these people. I study the moves they make, the quotes that they say. Anybody that doesn't think that Taylor Swift is a business genius is dead wrong. Mm-hmm. I truly believe if they're not doing it right now, there will be Harvard Business School classes on Taylor Swift's business and marketing acumen someday.
Models, yep.
It is a masterclass. Yep. And if there's not anybody willing to teach that, I will teach that. Yep. I nominate myself to teach that because there are so many business and marketing lessons that we can all learn from that, whether you love her or hate her.
Yeah, well, even, she just did the podcast with Travis, and man, I spend some time in some of just the microphone drop comments that she made. And I mean, we could just do one, chat. We could do one.
Yeah. I posted it the other, as soon as I saw it.
The energy one. The energy one. Let's read that one because it's so good. She said, you should think of your energy as if it's expensive, as if it's like a luxury item. Not everyone can afford it.
Mic drop. Definitely.
Man, we just don't even have to say anything else after that.
Not everyone can afford it is such an amazing thing. Like we worry about what people think of us. We worry about.
We spend so much time thinking and worrying.
Yeah. And anybody.
They can't afford it.
You know how many superstars really care about that stuff? Most of them, right? And to see her on the biggest stage in the limelight, and she does not pay it any attention. It does not drive her decisions. She is monomaniacally focused on her career and now love, but like she has built a huge business. She's a billionaire.
Oh yeah.
And she has built a massive business, and that business is herself.
Yep. Well, she protects her energy.
Yeah.
She protects it. She guards her mind. Like she's put things in place to lead with clarity and like what she needs to do, but not just doing those things, but now sharing.
Yep.
Now being a leader, right? And stepping up and saying some of those things. Another thing that she said was anything you feed your brain, it will internalize. Anything you feed the internet, it will kill.
Yeah.
Like there's so much truth, and for her to step up and say things like that, like
there's wisdom there
so
that like
wisdom.
People think that she's just some dumb singer. She is brilliant, and she's studied. You can tell that like she's polished, but she has taken time to develop this way of thinking.
Yep.
That she's not a mindless singer like a lot of people would like to
while creating songs but like if you really stop and think about like how huge and all the stuff that she does at the highest level, it is just extremely inspirational, but just mind blowing.
I mean, literally every album alone is like $1 billion case study in branding. If you look at every album she's ever dropped, like the things that she does, the Easter eggs that she puts in marketing and in the lyrics, the way that she then pulls her fans in, like it is.
Let's talk about that.
You want to talk about it?
Well, how she pulls her fans in. Like, well, you already said it earlier. Loyal, her brand. You know, we talk about brand all the time, Chad, in our podcast here. But her brand, how loyal her people are. Like,
well, they're loyal for a reason. To be fair, like, yes, does she put out great music? I sure think so. But there's reasons that her fans like are crazy. It's like cult level following. But they love her.
Yep.
And there's a reason for it because she interacts with them, right? She is a absolute master of storytelling and people engage with that. We've talked about storytelling. We've done episodes on storytelling. It is a superpower. Mm-hmm. She is like the superhero of superheroes of storytelling. She does it through her marketing and through her songs. Obviously, when writing her own music, that's such a gifted storyteller, just there, but she pulls her fans in to engage with her as a storyteller, and then brand consistency. Like we just did an episode about building your brand DNA. Again, masterclass in brand consistency. Yep. Taylor, her brand, it's an empire built around storytelling, but her brand identity is transparent. Like what I think of is transparency, emotional honesty, reinvention, constant reinvention. Every episode, every album, she's reinventing herself. And then I think some people look at that and they're like, is she just like, is this fake? Like, fake. Oh, now there's something else. No, I think that's the beauty of the human experience is that we're constantly evolving.
Right.
Like we need to be reinventing ourselves. We need to be thinking, how do we make,
stop shaming people who are like, open your mind and like that takes so much.
Every chapter, right, is like, okay, that chapter is one that was great, but what's the next chapter hold? Like she is going out there, putting out all these new albums, and each one again is seriously, a masterclass in marketing and branding. She does it so well, and it's calculated, but it's consistent. Her messaging still is consistent across albums, but she reinvents herself for each album just a little bit, right? And you mentioned it earlier, and so I think we'll say it. You didn't mention it here. You mentioned it off the air to me, but one thing, you're a huge country fan, and I think you're a little conflicted because she started as a country artist.
You asked me what you like. You're not really a Swiftie, and I said I'm not. My sister is, my niece is, and you asked me why not, and I said, well, honestly, I don't have anything against Taylor. I just don't listen to her music anymore.
Right.
I listened to it all the time when she was country, and she left country, and I just don't anymore, and it's not nothing negative, but you made the mention that you know, that move kind of explain the story of why she moved out of country. I didn't even know that story.
I mean, I think she was there's been a bunch of people. How many people have gone from country to mainstream? Quite a few since, right? But she was one of the first to do that. And I think she didn't feel fully, I am not an expert in this part of it, but my understanding is that she didn't feel fully embraced by the country music industry as a whole. There was like some like barriers there that she felt like she wasn't going to be able to maybe overcome based off of the stigmas and stuff like that. And she didn't feel fully embraced, I think, by that industry. Taylor, if you're listening to this and I'm wrong, please call me out. Yeah, I'll get you my I'll get you my number.
I will fix it. I promise.
I'll have your people get with our show camp. People. Yeah, your camp can get with our camp, and we'll figure. I mean, we're here in Kansas City, so
we're at
Summit. We're at Shawnee Mission Parkway in Lamar. You can come down and we'll have you on the podcast sometime.
That's right.
Because you're just a few miles away.
That's right.
But I think. I understand where you're coming from, but I think also like if you look at that from a different lens, is that reinvention is like, okay, like that was a chapter in her life, but that doesn't define who she is. She doesn't have to be just country, right? And then she's gone on to become.
Well, what if she would have? What if she would have conformed and just stayed at whatever the country industry wanted her to be?
Yeah.
Then she would have never found all of this, right? And done everything she's done. I mean, maybe she would have, but like at the level. So, I think it's very impressive to, like step outside of that and go after, like we keep saying, shoot your shot, right? Like go for it.
Yeah.
And when you have limitations or when you have people telling you can't, go for it. And I mean, I can think back on a much smaller scale, but things with me and my business that I was told I shouldn't do this or I couldn't do this. And it was the biggest fuel that pushed me forward, to prove. So I admire that. I think it's like the story itself, even if you're not a Swiftie, is so mind blowing and so incredible.
Yeah. Well, you just said it, like she shot her shot many times over her career. And I had never even thought about that. We opened with, the butterfly effect of Travis shooting his shot. But that's probably one of the things that really attracted her to him is that she's been shooting her shot her entire career. She's been breaking the mold her entire career. And then to see somebody be willing to do that, be vulnerable and do that for her, I'm sure is probably why she ended up picking up that phone. Right?
Very appealing.
Yeah, I love it. So another thing that I was just trying to bullet point out some things that I've seen as I've studied now her career business-wise. The reinvention is as a business and life strategy. Like it keeps her relevant and newsworthy. And we all need to look at that. Like we've all had chapters where we've been on top in this industry. And if we don't continually see, okay, what's going on with the industry now? How can I maybe get out in front of this change? How can I break the mold a little bit? You get really stuck and all of a sudden you are behind the curve, right? She makes the curve. So I think we all can learn for that. Like get out there, make that. Like if you don't have to follow in anybody else's footsteps, go create your own path, reinvent yourself. And I think that's a huge life lesson. Her fan engagement and community building. If you look at that, it's something that as business owners, everybody should be doing.
Right.
Like, your fan base is your database, is your, like the people that hopefully know, like, and trust you, if they've done business with you before, right? Like, what are you actually doing with them? The way she engages with them and brings them in, they adore her for it. Well, what can we learn from that? Right. She's got that cult level fan base because of the way that she does pull them all in. So think about in our marketing every day, what little things can we take from that and start doing? How do we pull our customers back in? How do we create some Easter eggs? So like, I think about it with like, when people close a loan with us, we give them, that's the signs behind you, the big version of it, but the little smaller, like Kansas City Western Auto sign, like how stupid it is of me that I've never taken the time now to be like, hey, show us where this is in your house and we'll do a giveaway and like pull people back in,
Right.
right? Look at for opportunities to continually pull your people back in, not just when they are ready to buy a house or
Just
or
in
anything,
life.
but just in life in general. How do you keep
Well,
them
you said
checked
that
in?
you said that she interacts. You know what I mean? She's constantly interacting with her following. Like and that's what makes them so drawn.
Yeah.
They can't wait for her to do it again.
And I think one thing that I really, and like maybe we leave it here. I don't want to go completely overboard because I think I could go on an hour
I know you
plus
could.
diatribe with.
Well, you're going to teach the Harvard class.
I know.
I think you could.
Yeah. I think her obsession with the creative process. So like from writing her songs to the reinvention to all the little things she does that I mean, even just her going on the New Heights podcast, the way in which she did that and had little Easter eggs in the background and then released the album, like that, the creative process that she went through to figure out, okay, how am I going to make this
Tie it all in.
and do it on a football podcast
Right.
of all things, which is a little tongue in cheek with all the football fans that don't want to see her as much. Now she's front and center. And I'm obsessed with her obsession with
creativity.
the creative process. And I think that's why I love this podcast. Like, we're not trying to become professional podcasters, right? Like I never envisioned that with this, but I geek out and I'm obsessed with the creative process of figuring out how do we bring some value to people? How do we make this interesting? How do I put a thumbnail on the YouTube video? Like don't know anything about this,
Right.
but I've become obsessed with learning it.
Yep.
And there's so much power in that.
Right.
Like to be obsessed with a creative process in something is, it
it lights you up.
energy
Yeah,
wise.
it lights you up. Look
So
at
like,
you. Yeah.
find that whatever it is
Get you going.
that gets you going. Find something that can pull your creative process out, like that you can be obsessed with creating something or the creative act of something. You are living life on fire when you're doing that, and
Do it
there's a
soon.
reason why she is in the zone. Why she is like people are just drawn to her. Because she is obsessed with the creative process and that is fueling her fire. And when people are living their life by design and doing everything that lights them up, people are drawn to it, right? So if you have not found that thing, take inspiration from Taylor in that. And at the very least, honor that. Like that creative process is so freeing. Yeah, exactly. So Taylor, thanks for all of the inspiration. I'm going to end with a quick story. I met Travis Kelce right at the very beginning of his career. He, I'm sure, probably does not remember.
Oh, he probably does.
This, but he may remember the actual setup of it. He won't remember me, I'm sure, in this, but he was just coming off his rookie season, right? And he was pretty cocky back then, but always knew that he belonged. He always knew he had something special, but he's always also been very available for fans. Like people love him. Yep. His teammates love him. He is not, he is big and boisterous and everything, but with this like playfulness, right? And I remember meeting him. This was pushing 15 years ago. Somewhere between 10, 15 years ago. We were at the Big 12 tournament downtown at Power and Light. And me and my friends this was my single era. And we used to party pretty hard for the Big 12 tournament. And we had a friend who had a connection at McFadden's. And we had this little roped off area, like a velvet roped off area where everybody else is like squeezing in to get drinks. And we had this like roped off area. And Travis comes walking into McFadden's. And he's just drawn to the velvet rope. I think he's kind of like, well, that must be for me, right? And so there's a small group of us hanging out, and he comes over and he's like, "Hey, man, is this for me?" Kind of joking around, obviously, but he didn't want to stand there and be shoulder to shoulder with people having to wait for a beer. And of course, we invited him in and spent a couple hours with him that day, just like learning more about him. He was sharing old stories from his college days and then getting drafted. And like, he was super just on the level, not trying to throw his weight around. Like, he waited for us to invite him back there and then just hung out with us and was just one of the guys. And I've always remembered that. It's why I buy his jersey over anybody else, because like, again, like Taylor, he is relatable.
Yep.
He is a genuine good dude.
Yep.
No matter like his ego, whatever, like his ego's not over the top. He knows that he is.
Yeah.
He knows he's great.
Yeah.
But you have to. If you're going to play at that level, you've got to know. And I think we all can learn from that too. Like, yes, we got to keep our ego in check, but at the same time, be relatable to people, but know your power. Know your superpower and lean into it. Like, he understands how great he is at things, but also is an everyday dude. And I think that's a masterclass in how we should all live life. So
love it. I think we could leave it with that. I think you just wrapped it up. That was good.
Yeah. Well, they're both invited on the podcast anytime. So, and I'll go on the New Heights sometime too. I mean, I think I have time. But all right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for hopefully, I didn't annoy you too much with all my Taylor Swift adoration, but let's learn some lessons here. That's Absolutely. All. That's all I'm saying. Love them or hate them. Let's learn some lessons. And we'll be back in a couple weeks to talk more about Travis and Taylor. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.